Hi friend! What if your next ink device could completely transform the way you read and write? Today I'm diving into a deep comparison between two unique devices, the Kindle Scribe and the Boox Note Air 4C. While this comparison may seem less conventional, with the Boox Go 10.3 often being considered a better match, I still find it exciting to explore these display differences and unique features of these two devices. I'm going to cover pricing, design and build quality, display, battery life, performance, reading and writing experience, and my favorite features. And if you stick to the end, I will share who each device is best for and my overall conclusions. Let's start with pricing, as it gives us a good foundation of what to expect from each device. The Kindle Scribe with the premium pen comes in three storage options: 16GB for $325, 32GB for $340, and 64GB for $365. On the other hand, the Boox Note Air 4C only offers 64GB of storage and costs $500 on Amazon. If you buy it directly from the Boox website, it's still $500, but they include a free magnetic case and extra tips for the stylus. Now you may ask, what's the catch? Well, with Amazon you've got a 30-day full refund policy, no questions asked. But over at the Boox website it's a bit stricter. It's 30 days from receiving the device and you're looking at a partial refund, as long as there aren't any quality issues and return is due to personal reasons. If we focus on the 64GB storage models, there's a clear $135 difference between the two, which is pretty substantial. Even if I add an extra plant-based folio to the Kindle Scribe, the total comes to $435, which is still $65 less than the Boox Note Air 4C. This really highlights the importance of choosing the right device for your needs. You could save quite a bit of money, or at least know that if you're spending more, it's for something you truly need. Let's shift gears and talk about design and build quality. Both devices look and feel premium to the touch. They each have a metal bag that extends to the sides, giving them a solid, high-quality feel. On the front, there's a plastic layer, but the Boox Note Air 4C also includes an additional protective foil for extra durability. Now let's get into the differences. The Boox Note Air 4C comes with some extra features like an SD slot that supports up to 2TB of additional storage, dual speakers for playing audio, and a microphone for recording voice notes. More on that later. It also has a fingerprint reader hidden under the power button, which makes unlocking the screen quick and easy. Personally, I also prefer the top placement of the power button on the box that is also slightly recessed. In my view, this solution is much more convenient and avoids accidental presses. In terms of color options, the Boox Note Air 4C only comes in black, while the Kindle Scribe is available in tungsten and jade. And I have to say, the jade color on the Scribe looks phenomenal, especially when paired with the leather cover. When it comes to size, both devices are almost identical. As for weight, the difference is minimal, just about 10 grams. The Kindle Scribe weighs 432 grams, while the Boox Note Air 4C weighs 442 grams. Now let's talk about wear and tear. I've noticed that the Boox shows more signs of wear over time. The plastic on the pen is starting to wear down, and there are red markings on the back of the device that are slowly fading, even though I've handled it with care. The Kindle Scribe hasn't shown any signs of this issue so far, but to be fair, I've had it for a month less than the other device. So let's just say the jury's still out on that one. Let's talk about the display, where there's quite a noticeable difference between these two devices. The Kindle Scribe features a Carta 1200 black and white display with a resolution of 2480 by 1860 at 300 pixels per inch. The Boox Note Air 4C also uses a black and white Carta 1200 display, but it adds a Kaleido 3 color layer, which can display around 4100 colors. However, the color content comes at a lower resolution of 1240 at 930 at 227 pixels per inch. In reality, the color layer on the Boox is an RGB filter placed on top of the black and white display. The colors do work and look great for an ink screen, but there's a trade-off. Because the color layer is in front of the main display, it makes the screen darker overall. Also, the text on the Boox isn't as crisp as on the Kindle Scribe. The RGB filter slightly affects contrast and clarity. If you look closely, you may notice some tiny pixelation on the Boox. And don't get me wrong, the Boox display is still amazing, and having color on an ink device is a fantastic addition, especially if you need it for certain types of content. But it's important to understand the trade-off in brightness and clarity. Both displays include front light and warmth light adjustments, and both work very well. That said, the Boox appears slightly darkened, and as mentioned before, this is due to the additional color filter on top. When it comes to front light uniformity, the Kindle Scribe performs slightly better, especially around the edges. On the Boox, you will notice brighter spots near the edges, which can be a little distracting. There's also a slightly increased drop shadow effect on the Kindle Scribe, which indicates more distance between the display layers. You can see this faint shadow on both devices, but it's definitely more pronounced on the Kindle Scribe. Before we jump to the next section, I just want to ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this video. Appreciate your support. Now let's talk about the battery life. Both devices perform well, but through my testing, the Kindle Scribe came out on top when it comes to the battery drain during different activities. To give you some context, the Kindle Scribe has a 3000 mAh battery, while the Boox Note Air 4C has a larger 3700 mAh battery. One of the reading tests I performed involved charging both devices to 100% and then reading a book with a page turn every 10 seconds. Now, I know that's much faster than what most people typically do, but it gave me a good idea of how each device handles heavy use. I measured the battery percentage every hour for a couple of hours, and here's what I found. And just to clarify, these values are my approximations based on my observations, but they give quite a solid comparison. The Kindle Scribe drained around 6 to 8% of battery per hour, while the Boox drained between 10 to 12% of battery per hour. So that's almost double the amount. So the Kindle Scribe showed really impressive battery performance, which should easily last you weeks on a single charge. The Boox on the other side is still respectable, but it's definitely a bit below average compared to the Scribe, and we're talking days of usage rather than weeks. It's not terrible, but you will definitely notice the difference in battery life. Let's move on to performance. Both devices are pretty snappy, and in terms of reading and page turns, I couldn't really notice much of a difference between the two. They both feel fast when turning pages, although there's a slight extra refresh and flicker on the Boox, but it's barely noticeable in everyday use. Navigating menus, opening books, and generally moving around the devices feel equally quick. There's really not much to separate them when it comes to responsiveness in regular use. When it comes to writing, both devices perform great. Visually, you can't really tell the difference. They're both quick and responsive, making writing on them a smooth and pleasant experience. For those of you curious about the technical side, I did some super slow motion tests to calculate the pen to screen response time. I found that both devices are very close in performance, with response times ranging between 29 to 37 milliseconds. When I looked at the slow motion footage, the difference was almost negligible. Now let's dive into the reading experience. Honestly, both devices deliver a very solid experience. You've got quick access to the dictionary, translation options, and you can customize font types, sizes, alignment, margins, and spacing. You can even track your reading progress and time spent reading. They both give you all the essentials you could want while reading. If we focus purely on the display experience, I'd say the Kindle Scribe has a slight edge. It has a brighter screen and clearer text overall. On the Boox device, I also notice a tiny bit more ghosting that can appear after page turns, though it's not a huge deal. Where the Boox really stands out is in the sheer number of customization options and extra features. You get text-to-speech, auto page turning, and a split view where you can write your notes while reading. You can also customize appearances with themes, but Boox takes it a step farther with even more customization options. There's an AI assistant and various ways to highlight text, link it to a file or another note. Now, you may not need all these extra features, but they're there if you want them. It does take a bit of time to get used to, and there's definitely a learning curve involved. These extra features make Air 4C a more appealing choice for students or professionals who need more collaboration tools, sharing options, or want to link text to technical documentation or textbooks. If that's your type of reading, the Boox is a solid option. But if you're mainly into reading novels or books for leisure and a bit of light learning, then I think the Kindle Scribe covers everything you need and would be my personal choice. One area where the Boox really shines is when reading comic books. Having color adds a whole new dimension to the experience. So if you're into comics or need that color functionality, then the Boox Note Air 4C is a clear winner here. Now let's talk about the writing and note-taking experience. Personally, I think the Boox Note Air 4C provides a much more rounded experience. Firstly, because of the color display, you get a lot more options when it comes to color and brush types. But it's not just the color. Boox has more feature and customization options that the Kindle Scribe doesn't have. For example, Scribe offers 18 templates, but the Boox gives you over 40 templates across multiple categories, and you can add add your own custom templates. This gives you a much more expanded experience. Another cool feature on Boox is layers, something the Scribe doesn't have. You can create and work on multiple layers of content, making some visible or invisible as needed. In addition, you can adjust the margins on the page, place and fill shapes with color, and use tons of gestures to make everything smoother. Boox also lets you insert images or attachments, link your writing to a website or other notebooks, and even record your voice and add those recordings to your notes. Plus, you can also type directly into your notes. All of this isn't supported on the Kindle Scribe. Another standout feature on the Boox is Smart Scribe. This feature supports the natural flow of note-taking with its intelligent selection tool. If you draw a circle around a block of handwriting, it automatically lasso selects it, saving you the hassle of switching tools. You can then move, resize, or copy the selected text as needed. Plus, if you make a mistake, you can scribble over it to instantly erase it. No need to switch between pen and eraser tools. This feature has really streamlined my writing process and lets me focus on the ideas and not the tools. That said, all those features on the Boox do come with a little bit of a learning curve, so if you're someone who wants something simpler or if you're not very tech savvy, then the Kindle Scribe may be a better option for you. And if your note-taking needs are basic, just writing handwritten notes and maybe emailing them, the Kindle Scribe could be more suitable for you as well. But if you're looking for a powerhouse of a writing experience with almost unlimited customization options on an e-ink device, then the Boox Note Air 4C is the way to go. Now, you may be wondering what else can these devices do besides reading books, PDFs and taking notes? For the Kindle Scribe, it's pretty much just those things. Sure, there's a web browser, but it's pretty clunky and slow. Honestly, I only use it in critical situations, and sometimes it doesn't even load web pages. You do get Goodreads, where you can read reviews, get book recommendations, and rate your books. You also have access to the Kindle store with millions of books and magazines, and Kindle Audible for audiobooks. And yes, you can listen to audiobooks on the Kindle Scribe, but you're locked into Amazon's audiobook ecosystem, which, to be fair, is probably the best audiobook library available right now. By the way, if you're interested in Kindle Audible, they currently run a 3-month offer for 99 cents, and I will link it in the description if you'd like to check it out. On the Boox Note Air 4C, you can do all of that and so much more. The Air 4C runs on Android 13, meaning you get access to the Google Play Store and all the apps available there. You can download everything from the Kindle app, browsing apps, music apps, and even AI apps like ChatGPT or Gemini. It's an entirely different level of versatility. You can even install the Gboard keyboard, which works much better than the default option. If you're interested in some tips and tricks for the Air 4C, I made a separate video about that. I will link that at the end of this video. A few cool features I love on the Boox include split screen, which allows you to read and take notes on two sides of the screen. There's also the e-ink center, where you can adjust the color mode of the screen and refresh modes for faster web browsing. Simple tools like a calculator and clock, plus a navigational ball to access my most used settings, make Boox even more useful. And there's even screen mirroring, which lets you cast your screen to another device through a web browser. An important side note worth mentioning as well, the Boox Note Air 4C allows you to sync to third-party cloud integrations like Google Drive, Dropbox, Evernote, and more. This is not possible with the Kindle Scribe, as it only supports Kindle Cloud. In short, Kindle Scribe is built with a focus on a seamless reading experience and basic note-taking. On the other hand, the Boox Note Air 4C with its Android 13 system opens up a whole world of features, apps, and customization options that truly enhance its use cases. Who are these devices for? When choosing between the Kindle Scribe and the Boox Note Air 4C, it all depends on what features matter most to you. The Kindle Scribe is mainly focused on reading, with note-taking as an added feature. It's perfect for avid readers who love novels and textbooks and want a smooth reading experience with simple note-taking options. If you only need basic notes while reading or attending meetings, this device will suit you well. For students or professionals who want to focus on studying without needing too many extra features, the Kindle Scribe is also a solid choice. It's also ideal for reading, journaling, and organizing thoughts, especially if you're already part of the Amazon ecosystem with Kindle Cloud or audiobooks. On the other hand, the Boox Note Air 4C is more versatile, offering advanced features for work or school environments. It's perfect for those who need powerful writing, collaboration, and cloud integration tools. The creative users will love its color display, layers, and customizable templates for detailed work. If you're tech-savvy, the Android system lets you install a wide range of apps, from productivity to AI tools. The Boox is also great for multitasking or anyone needing a device for technical documentation and sharing. Lastly, if you're into comic books, the color screen on the Boox provides an immersive reading experience, and Air 4C would be my choice for this task. Now that you've heard the breakdown, which device do you think suits you best? Are you leaning towards the Kindle Scribe for a focused reading and note-taking experience? Or is it the Boox Note Air 4C more your speed with its advanced feature and versatility? Leave a comment below, as I'd love to hear your thoughts and which one you'd choose. And before I wrap up, I want to give a special shout out to the first member of my YouTube membership. Thanks for your support at DanShekel2217. And if you'd like to support the channel and help me continue creating more high quality content, please like and subscribe to the channel and consider joining the membership. And if you want to dive even deeper into these devices, I've got a full in-depth reviews for both the Kindle Scribe, which you can see here, and the Boox Note Air 4C, which is right here. And the coolest tips and tricks for both devices are here and here. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!